But as the day when the world declared in one voice, we will not go quietly into the night, we will not vanish without a fight, we're going to live on. We're going to survive. Today, we celebrate our Independence Day.
It's not true. It doesn't matter what's true. It matters the story they tell when you're gone.
I keep on pushing down my gypsy road.
Hey, welcome back to Paranormal Chop Shop, everybody. How's it going, Chad?
Hey, how's it going, dude?
I was promised an intro.
We got people coming in late right now. Yeah,
That's all right.
Gypsy got brought right
Oh,
in.
can you
So
turn
yeah,
your
we got
volume
Gypsy
down?
Road tonight, guys.
Hey, how's it going, Gypsy Road?
What the hell has he got in his hands there?
I'm not
Sure.
sure.
Light for Billy. It's dark in here.
Oh,
He
right
just
on.
walked in.
And then you guys got two strangers behind you.
Looked like a
each of you.
taser.
Are they ghosts or are they real people?
These are our bodyguards. We're getting to the point now where we're gonna need bodyguards. So
I don't have my sunglasses, but here to enforce.
this is my cousin Jake over here.
How's it going?
He's holding down the fort.
Man, you got a team. I mean, you actually have a team that works the cameras and all that stuff?
Nope. It looks like we were professional, but no, we just have just us and our bodyguards.
Just not working tonight.
I'm about to be jealous. I'm a one-man person. I got, a lot of my shows, I have a co-host. That's my brother. And, of course, Connor. You guys know Connor. He comes on a lot.
Oh yeah.
But I still got to do everything all by myself. I'm like, you guys are, man. That's
Simon Wales. How's it going? Tammy, what's going on? Vera Ray, good to see you.
So what's
Just
that
chaos.
wonderful weather like in Fresno?
Oh, it's cold right now, man. It's 47.
What's cold?
47
What's
is
cold?
not too
What
bad.
degrees is it?
47.
47. That's warm.
Hi, Gemma Jade.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good.
Wow, I
good.
love that background.
Thank you. It's a fairy garden, fairy forest. It's
Fairy Forest.
Hi, Jake.
Hi.
Oh my God, I finally heard Jake talk.
Finally.
Jake's voice.
Oh, that's me. Hold on. Sorry.
We gotta suffer through toothsmiths. If you know what's good for you, Fap, you're gonna suffer all the way through it.
I've heard we sound similar.
A little bit. It is
Good to
12
see you,
degrees
Fap.
here.
12 degrees? Let me see.
12
If we...
degrees.
See,
14.
Sonny, come on.
Yep.
Fresno 47. She's got 12 degrees.
I was gonna say, who said 47? Like,
Yeah.
Hey,
Making them bundle
47 's cold.
Oh, he'll be in 14 different jackets by the end of the night.
I'm like a tank top. My window to my right's open. I had to wear this though.
I'm kind of a big deal, all right? You guys ever heard of me before?
Big deal over here.
That is awesome.
Just in case you haven't heard of me before, I'm kind
Ain't
of a big
nobody
deal.
messing with
Jim
my
J.
clique.
That's right.
I accidentally
man.
popped up. Oh, we're live. That's
We are.
Oh, we're live. Hey, how's it going? Welcome to YouTube.
I'm just talking to you guys like nobody's listening, and I'm like, wait a minute.
Yeah. Cassie. What's going on, Cassie? Thanks for my card reading before the show. Appreciate you doing the Paranormal Chop Shop pre-show over there on Oracles and Beyond YouTube channel.
I popped something up here, guys, and it's like, I don't know, like news, and I can't get it off to see the chat. I'm gonna have to come back in. I know that's not gonna. I don't know. I'm confused. Okay.
Can't see comments.
I can't see because there's like from like I can't see Chad or Gypsy Road on the bottom, and like all the way to the right, because it says like, it's like news and the weather, but there's no like X button. So like it usually just goes away.
Try to click on the screen, one of us or something that you can't see, and that might disappear.
That's what this show's all about. We're just figuring out how to do stuff around here.
I got it.
Right.
Hi, Ghost Dragons.
Well, that's usually how it works, right? You learn on the air. I mean, shit that could go wrong goes wrong.
Absolutely. Yep.
Mrs. Sister Donna Carter, Oracles and Beyond sent me here. Hi. Welcome. Oracles and Beyond is awesome.
Yes, she is.
Oh, yeah, she's great. She did a reading for me. I think I was a turkey something. I can't remember the card she pulled. I'm like, I never heard of a turkey card, but I go, it fits.
I'm late because my 17-year-old called me, and he never like calls me. Like, he's busy doing 17-year-old boy stuff, and he wanted a reading, and I was like, nice, but he wanted like a face-to-face reading, which I almost never do, and it took a while. But I found out he's actually a light worker, which I kind of always knew, so I'm glad that he knows that now.
Yeah, the first time I ever had a reading was from Gemma. And I was on the phone with him just before. He was watching the show too, but he wasn't here. And I told him, I go, hey, she better not call me some kind of fairy. And he's laughing, and he goes, what's going to happen now? She pulls the card, she goes, oh, Sonny, you're a fairy hunter. I knew it.
That's awesome.
Just saying. I cannot tell a lie when it comes to the cards. And after that beautiful singing that you sent me, I had to give you something in return.
Oh.
I saved that.
I didn't get any singing.
No, you're supposed to save that.
I saved it. Every time I'm down and out now, I've got messages from Chad, messages from Jake, and I read them, and I feel better. And then I watch Sonny sing, and I'm like, these are my boys. The best was at the end. He's like, you better be smiling, Gemma. I was like, I am.
You better be smiling, or I'm going to have to send you...
Amber's Paraworld on your channel?
No, she was on our calendar though. I wonder if she was the one that had to cancel and reschedule.
I want to start doing interviews at some point on my channel. I wanted to have her on because she is always in like all of the streams. Amber, I don't know if she's in here now, but I always see you in there. I want to start something on my channel just for like an hour or two each week and like interview people. Even though I'm so bad at like, if you guys saw my Wednesday night stream where I tried to have a guest reader on, I was just barreling through, and she was like, "What's going on?" I felt so bad. Sweetly Morbid Bear. Cassie says yes, she's on the calendar.
She's been on my channel a couple times, and 2 weeks ago, she's on my channel. She goes, Eric, I need to talk to you after the show, and she gave me like a reading after the show, and it was just like, there's shit that you never told anybody, and they pull it right out without even, she didn't ask like questions to get questions from me. She was just telling me, and you sit there and like, I'm not saying I don't believe in readings and all that, but you second guess a lot of things, and Amber was just like, boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, and some things are like, well, of course, some people will be like, I see you're having problems in your life, and you're like, yeah, I mean, 100% of the population, I try to go more in depth in that too. And I love how Oracle reading is becoming really popular, not really popular, but like in this community, like more common than just like tarot. For me, for some reason, tarot's so hard because remembering the card meanings. For Oracle, if I want to know the exact card meaning, I'll just look in the book. But for me, I can read without the cards. It's just way more fun. Like the minute I connect with someone for a reading, and I do them remotely. So, like, I'll give you a reading and send you the link to it. I don't even need you to be there. And a lot of the times, I don't use that many cards because I just get all this stuff that comes in. And that's like, with my son, I was surprised because ever since he was little, he's been seeing, relatives that passed away. He was born in 2004, and he knows who his grandfather is that died in like 72. And he just knows him by face, and he knows the drink that he drank, and he knows all these, detailed information about his grandfather who passed, years, decades before he was born. So he got, tired of getting all these visitations from all the random spirits. and he turned it off. So tonight when he was telling me like I was like, oh my gosh, like, and then I realized my son is a light worker, and I was like, oh my gosh, now I have to look into this. Hi, Jake.
Hi.
I heard him talk again.
Morning.
I put your email up just in case anybody's interested in a private reading. You guys can just email her there at her
Thank
Gmail
you.
account.
So Gypsy Road, I don't mean to sound ignorant, but I am new to the paranormal community. And I'm just wondering what, obviously I see UFOs in your picture, but can you tell me a little bit like what you're about, what your thing is?
My channel's about everything. We don't just sit in one category.
It's my channel.
We talk from paranormal, we talk from Bigfoot, we talk Mandela effects. I mean, whatever a topic is, we'll talk about it. Shit, we did a mermaid show a couple weeks ago. We did a unicorn show last week. This Wednesday, we did a show about sports.
It sounds like my channel.
I mean, we do it all. You know, what originally actually happened is I actually had another channel called Mr. True Thoughts. And YouTube kept blowing my channels up. I blame my brother. If anybody watches my channel, you know, my brother, my co-host, my brother had a pure Mandela Effect channel in 2016. And I was doing pretty good with Mr. True Thoughts, right? I invited him on my channel because I want to know more about this Mandela Effect. You know, at the time, I was like, what the fuck is a Mandela Effect? It's a stupid-ass name, you know? And he goes on my channel.
Mandela.
No, I believe it's a phenomenon, but I don't like the name. But he goes on my channel. We did an interview. I interviewed him about the Mandela Effect. After that interview, my channel gets blown up. YouTube takes it down.
There are certain things you can't talk about.
But thing is, he talks about it all the time on his channel.
Does he make money?
No, he doesn't do it for money at all.
Because a lot of the time, if you make money, they'll allow you. Like you get paid on the 21st for YouTube. I never make any money. This month, I made almost $1,000, and they took half of my money.
Oh.
Yeah.
Then when I did,
800 in donations.
My side channel. It was just a channel that I go to other people's channels. I use that, not the main ones. So since my channel got taken down, my brother got a strike. He did get a strike. He couldn't do a live show, and I was actually doing paranormal shows in the beginning. I was trying to possess a doll on air. I made a fake Ouija board, trying to possess a doll, trying to see if we could do it. Well, my brother goes, "Hey, I got a strike. Let's go live on your channel." And we went live, and it just like 2 years ago on that channel, and it just stayed. And it just
really? You just been rolling with it.
We just roll with it. We kept going with it, and we had our ups and downs. We got in with some good people, some bad people. I mean, we learned the ugliness of communities, and we learned the good stuff about the communities. And one thing is you got to learn is you got to watch for the people that you talk to, who you invite on, because sometimes they're not who they say they are.
And you get that association. You know what I mean? Like, I felt like sometimes there'd be like guilt by association. I've got really lucky. Like, since I've come on and come into this community, it's been like good people. But I did notice that, like, if you don't know, like, someone that's coming on and saying they're, say, for instance, an abductee or a contactee, but they have a reputation in the community that they've been like disproven or like they've personally been debunked, and you don't know that, then you're bringing them on your show, and it's like you kind of get that bad rap.
Yeah, you just got to be careful, because I want to know everything. So I would interview any community at the time. I mean, I am not a flat earther. I'm a round earther. I believe in round earth. But I was interviewing them because I want to know why they think a certain way. Why they think it's flat. And then I got in with some people, and then all suddenly they start attacking you. Actually, I did a show today because I was just been attacked a couple days ago by another channel, actually saying he's an Agent Shell. Just because I've been telling people that you need to be open-minded about the Mandela Effect stuff, some people be open-minded, and they don't like that. They want people to believe it so much that if you say the opposite, they go after you. So we're probably going to get some trolls tonight in the site.
I love trolls. I eat them for dinner.
But I just want to know everything. That's why, like, if you ever go to my channel, you'll see topics. I mean, you want. See, I do it the wrong way, actually. To be honest with you, if you want to be successful on YouTube, they'll tell you need to stick with one subject, mostly. If you're gonna do paranormal, have it in your title because you're gonna get those people. Okay. If you're gonna talk about all topics, you're not gonna get a lot of people watching because a lot of people only like the single communities they like. Trust me, if you don't get everybody like Connor, right? We all know Connor. He loves everything. You don't get a lot of people like Connor. You get people who only like Bigfoot community. People only like paranormal community. And now I'm trying to break down those barriers and say, let's all join hands. Let's all be friends because everybody does investigations. You know?
No, you're right there.
You're doing a paranormal investigation. Someone does a Bigfoot investigation, a Mandela investigation. We're all doing the work.
We're all searching for answers.
Well, yeah. Well, the thing is, we're all fighting in public, right? The average public looks down on you if you talk paranormal, Bigfoot, Mandela, especially Mandela effects. They think you're a fucking nutball. Any of these stuff, they look down on you, and then you got the people within the community fight against each other because they're like, Bigfoots have nothing to do with UFOs. Paranormal.
We don't know that though.
Like,
how do we actually know that?
How do we know?
Bigfoot could be. I mean, I believe personally he's interdimensional, but he could be an extraterrestrial. We don't know, and that's. I totally agree because we're all searching for answers. Just because, like, I'm the same way. I started off with true crime, and then I ended up in paranormal, but now I'm covering like everything. If I think of it and I think it's cool, I'm covering it. I even threw some oracle reading onto my channel. Didn't go over well, so I had to start a whole new channel. But I totally agree. And then you get, people that are so set and so convinced on their one thing, and I was afraid of extraterrestrials, anything having to do with outer space my entire life. But I still searched and I wanted to know why. Like, that doesn't make sense. Why was I so scared for no reason? It's not like my parents watched sci-fi movies that scared me. Do you know what I mean? There's something about it. And it turns out I am an experiencer. And that's why. So if I didn't dig deep and look for that, and I try to tell people that, like, I tried to turn off being psychic for years. And it took me to, like, the darkest possible place. If you're searching for something, I feel the exact same way as you do. Like, if we could all just put our knowledge together, we might actually be able to figure something out, and not just, I have this information, you have that information, but I'm not talking to you because you don't believe in the Mandela effect and I believe the earth is flat, which that's one of them that I got some crap given to me a couple weeks ago on another show I do because I said I was talking about, like, being in, like, your soul body, like not being mortal. And I was saying how in that realm there's compassion for everybody. And I always tell people, I don't bring it to YouTube because I don't think it's the place, but I am a Christian, so I believe in God. So I was saying that there's no one sin that's worse than the other. And somebody else brought this up, and I was saying, in my opinion, so then someone brought up Hitler, and I said, well, we, as a soul being, we would have compassion for Hitler. And people are like, oh, she's saying to have compassion for demons. And I was just like, so I really feel like I'm not watching what I say anymore. Like, if I'm not violating guidelines, I'm saying it. Like, I don't care. And if you don't agree, that's fine. But we're all adults, if I didn't come on YouTube thinking everyone was going to love me. So if I'm not for you and you're an adult, move on. But if you're,
yeah, the people that stay are the real fans anyway, are the real people that like you anyway. So.
Exactly. And those are the people that you're going to get info from and that you're going to vibe with. And,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it's a good way to filter them out.
You just can't.
YouTube changed my life in so many different ways. I mean, just being, like, introverted and being one of those people that, like, picks up way too much information about people when I'm in their proximity. I never would have met you guys. You know what I mean? I never would have met so many amazing people in my, I don't like saying fans, but sometimes it pops up, my subscribers, do you know what I mean, who have become family. Do you know what I mean? Don't walk on eggshells, oracles and beyond. Exactly. And for a long time I did that and I didn't get anywhere. So now I'm just like, listen, these are just my opinions. I'm not telling you that you have to believe it, but I do think if you have information and I have information, let's put it together and maybe we
share
can
it.
Figure something out. Like, I feel like nobody's figuring much out. It's all just speculation because nobody's working together.
Because Jade, every week we do a full 2-hour show, usually Wednesday nights, where we stick with one topic, whatever the topic is. And the other days I do a show called Breaking News. On my Breaking News, I have usually 4 categories. Bigfoot, paranormal, UFOs, and Mandela effects. And what I do is we play videos from every community, and we all talk about it. Me, people in the chat, trying to get people together and saying, hey, see, you might never seen this video, or you might seen this video. But then you get those assholes like you get some assholes like the Bigfoot side. I seen that video 6 months ago. And I'm like, well, yes, you've seen it, but the people in the paranormal side might have never seen it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, don't you want to share information? Not everybody knows everything, and not everybody's seen everything. But, you know, also a great thing about YouTube is my brother's hanging out in Fresno. But he usually lives in the UK. So, and I live in Seattle. So when we do a show together, it's kind of cool. It's like I'm talking to my brother from the UK, and I'm in Seattle, and we're doing a show together. I mean, you couldn't do that without YouTube.
Right. Yeah, and like we were talking about yesterday, or what was that, yesterday on my podcast, the Chad Smith podcast, we were talking in the morning about how back in the day, it wasn't even that long ago, maybe 10 years ago, the streams didn't cross. Like, the UFO community stayed with the UFO community, Bigfoot would talk about Bigfoot, and everybody would just stay in their own little categories, and nobody would have these awesome conversations where 1 minute you're on one topic, and then 10 minutes later you're on a totally different topic, and then everyone's just sharing their ideas together. That's how it should be.
80% still that way, but it's breaking down slower and slower. Getting people jumping over to other communities and start talking, but it's getting better and better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Papa Willie, how's it going, dude? Haven't said hi to you yet.
Yeah, I got here a little late.
That's all right. I normally am late, but I actually woke up early today. I was on time. It's very rare. So also, what I'm hearing is, I know you have your own channel, the Chad Pa Smith, and of course this is Sonny's channel, and Jay, I think you said you have your own channel, and you guys automatically rotate where you're all on at the same times, or Chad, do you do like your own stuff sometimes without Sony? No, I wouldn't.
This is Chad's channel too. We just have a morning one and a night one.
So you guys share two different channels, okay?
Yeah, and I don't
share
do live
just two
streams.
different channels.
I do one live stream on Wednesday. I do more like I research script, and then put a video out, and like I'll go on other people's live streams. So I guess I'm part of this live stream now because I do it every week. And these are my boys.
That's right. She's a permanent.
But on my channel, it's like all scripted and put out like that. I just find an interesting subject and roll with it.
I know, and then it'll just go wherever it goes.
It did. I ended up with a book deal over one of my things I did.
But it was funny because I told my brother, when we do this sports show on Wednesday, we're probably going to get nobody to watch. Nobody in communities care. Most people in these communities don't like sports. It's just the weirdest thing. And of course, when we did the show Wednesday, we probably had our lowest amount of people in the chat because nobody cares about sports. But we did. I said, fuck it, let's just do it. We'll talk about the most famous scandals in the world.
Right, like Sonny and I'm sure we'll have a show coming up soon where we just talk about cars and trucks and four-wheelers and stuff.
Well, yeah,
I'm sure that day's coming up.
Well, everybody knows in California, if your car gets stolen, it's probably going to Fresno to a chop shop. I mean, that's the way Fresno works. That's how Fresno rolls,
I've always wanted.
When you buy
to a chop shop, not to the chop shop. He's not talking about here.
When you buy a stereo from Fresno, you don't ask where it came from. You just give them the money and you take off.
You just give them money and take off with it.
The directions is usually a sticky note on top of it. It says
and of course, Fresno's the crank capital of the world, which is they should be proud of.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. They sell a lot of bicycles too.
Yep.
Listen, I always felt like I belonged in California.
10 or 12 tweakers riding down the street on a bike.
Oh, my favorite is when they're riding a bicycle and they got another one by the handlebars trying to ride two down the street because they just stole one.
That sounds like my hometown. That sounds like Patterson.
I actually miss Fresno. I actually do. If you're not born for Fresno, you're not going to understand it at all. When my wife's from upstate New York, and when I brought her to Fresno for the first time, You know, it was like brown, all flat. You know, it's like a whole different world down there. It's if you're from New York and stuff, you're not going to understand Fresno. Because when you think of California, you think of the beaches. You think of Long Beach, Pismo Beach. No, there's the valley, and then there's the Fresno Valley. You know, Bakersfield,
Really?
where good times go and die. You know, I mean, it's
Wow. Now I'm starting to get a little worried about visiting Sonny. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm like, I was.
Gotta stay
I was
with
pretty
Sonny.
young.
I live in the country.
I gotta make sure that. Yeah, Chad, we have to make sure we stick with him.
what
Don't wander off.
Where you live? Where you live?
I live in Easton, out by
Easton?
Fowler. Yeah.
Because I was just in Fresno a couple months ago for a wedding in Madera.
Oh, okay.
Madera Wines, you know, the famous one of those wine places.
We're all the way on the other end of Fresno. On the
I
south
have
side.
family there, though. My sister-in-law lives there.
Southside.
I mean, I used to live in a town called Kerman outside of Fresno. Then, of course, we live in Fresno and Kerman. That's where I went to high school, Kerman High School.
Oh, okay.
Where are you
Yeah.
now?
Seattle.
Seattle.
I joined the Coast Guard, and I met my wife on the East Coast, and I brought her to Seattle. Then we actually, I lived in New Jersey. Cape May, New Jersey before. I lived in New York.
That's not New Jersey.
Frederick, Maryland. I lived in Frederick, Maryland before.
He's like, I lived in New Jersey, but I mean Cape May. I'm from New Jersey.
Yeah, I was stationed in Cape May, New Jersey before.
That's my favorite place in all of New Jersey. I'm in North Jersey, though, by New York City.
Well, Cape May, New Jersey's got big, Fresno's got a lot of cockroaches. But in Cape May, they're
Out of my house.
huge.
They have like it's almost like the palmetto bugs. They're like this big. They look like giant roaches, but they fly.
Oh, yeah. They're huge. But in Fresno, I remember turning on the lights in the morning, you'll see all these cockroaches all over your walls. I mean, that was just something normal.
Hell no. In Kerman, it was like that?
Yeah.
Oh, nope.
Not
Hell no.
I'd be
at
buying
my
a
house.
flamethrower.
I can go to pest control company.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Are we
that's
in
true.
Houston?
Not a bug in
Take care
sight.
of that.
I'd be buying a flamethrower first thing in the morning.
Listen, if like it breathes and it's not human and like doesn't wipe its own butt, with the exception of my toddler, it cannot be in my home. That's why I don't have pets. Like, I like dogs and cats, but like it has to wipe itself. I don't know.
It has to wipe itself.
I don't
That's
know.
a good rule. I want that on a sign, like a sign
Yeah,
that
that's
goes
the
right on your
rule,
front
like,
door. If you
you
can't
wipe
wipe your
your
own ass, this is where you stop right
Got
here.
to go. Got to go.
That's
It
awesome.
sounds like, Jade, that your 17-year-old son's an open-minded young man.
He really is. He definitely is.
My 17-year-old son is a skeptic. I mean, he'll issue it down to the bottom where he's like, no. We're in New York in the summer and visiting my wife's grandma, and she talks about she has a graveyard actually in her yard. She lives upstate New York by Syracuse, a town called Cortland, and she actually has a graveyard. She says she can hear voices at night.
Could
And
you
my son's like,
imagine me living
well,
there?
my son goes, well, do you have oil on your property? He goes, yeah. Well, oil will carry voices down the line. I mean, like debunking. I'm like, dude, she's 90 years old.
Like, let her think that she's. Do you know the problems I had when I lived just across the street from a cemetery? I can't watch the news because if there's like someone missing and they're deceased, I will get a visitation like that night if I'm not careful. So I watch like Netflix and stuff, but like as far as like the news, like that's why I moved out of true crime. I can't even imagine right now living anywhere near. Like, I live in the woods of New Jersey because like I don't even want to have neighbors that like I could like pick stuff up on. Like, I just want to live like me in the trees and I'm good.
Same.
I just think it's awesome to have a graveyard on your property. I'm like,
I mean,
wow.
yeah, it would be awesome, but like,
and this graveyard is like 1855. I mean, this is an old graveyard. It's not like new bodies. It's 1800s, and it's like, wow, this is a piece of history.
yeah, that's definitely true.
And I tried to get voices, and I couldn't.
Just so
I
everyone
wish
knows,
I couldn't
Peaches
get voices. Like, I wish one time I could try and just like be like, here's silence.
I know, because it's private property, so people can go on there. So I'm like, maybe I'm gonna catch a voice. Nobody's gonna be on here, but it didn't work. I don't think Ghost likes me because I don't get lucky. Like I hear everybody hear stories, they hear voices and all this. And every time I go somewhere, I don't hear nothing. It's like, are ghosts afraid of me? They're like, fuck this guy. And I'm open-minded. I'm accepting it.
A lot of the time, though, like if you're not actually like psychic or like intuitive like that, if you're accepting, it's like I find, and I don't really know why this is, but I find that they'll like go to the skeptics.
In Lizzie's speech.
Well, because they want to like up the game for like the skeptics. Like my stepdad always said, I don't believe in ghosts until one literally taps me on the shoulder and is like, yo, I'm a ghost. You got to believe in me. And then like a week later, my stepfather, who does not believe in ghosts at all of a sudden had to sleep with a nightlight on, but wouldn't tell us why. He's like, oh no, I just don't want to, I just want to check this light out. But like, we know he saw something,
Well, let me tell you this story, Jade. This is probably the biggest paranormal that maybe I've been involved with. My brother and I, people call him Dr. Wu. If anybody see my channel, they know his name's Dr. Wu. We had another brother who became his sister. A whole weird thing, but passed away. And passed away, I'm not saying why, it's self-reflected kind of a deal, but it was I always hate saying he or she because he actually became a she.
That's like my Aunt Hetty, my Uncle Lisa.
She had a Ouija board and she was playing with this stuff, and I'm not saying I'm 100% believing in the Ouija board, but after she passed away, we're like, I don't want that Ouija board. It was a very nice Ouija board wood. It wasn't that Parker Brothers shit you buy in a store. It was a really nice, but we're like, we're not playing with this Ouija board. Me and my brother, we threw it out. And the next day, we go in the room where he passed away in. The fucking Ouija board was there. And we asked everybody, like, are you fucking with us? Did somebody bring it in here? And everybody says they did not. Nobody says they did not. And I'm like, this is bullshit. No way. Somebody must have. But later that day, my brother and I actually did a show. And we have a friend named Nicole. She's from Through the Veil Paranormal. She's fucking awesome. She's a medium. And
Through
she's
the Veil?
a proven medium. She's actually been on my channel before. And we didn't even talk about, like, my sister, like passing away. Some stuff you keep. She's like, Eric, who's that person standing next to you? And she described my sister exactly, before she died. And it was just so trippy. Here we just come off a Ouija board reappearing, and nobody knows that, there was a death. And she described exactly what she was wearing. Like, she has like a wig. Like, it doesn't look like real hair because he was wearing a wig, a girl's wig. Because, wanted to look like a girl. I'm like, how will somebody know that it's hair but it doesn't look like hair? I mean, without even telling anybody that we had a brother who became a sister.
Right.
And dressing and with the Ouija board stuff. And it was like the most trippiest thing. It's like, and what do you do? What do you say? Is there a possibility that somebody from the outside world put that thing in our room and Nicole just accidentally guessed it correctly? I mean, what are the chances of that?
Without going on too much of a rant, if you saw my face when you said Ouija board, I'm just going to say, don't ever, 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 just don't. And as far as like, being a medium, like, yeah, that's how people can tell, because it comes up so like, so vividly that when it'll come out, people are like, and then you do get skeptics though that are like, oh, she must have somehow Googled that or looked on my Facebook before the show. Or I've had people say that, like, they've come to me for readings and I'm looking at them and I'm like, same thing. I'm like, there's someone behind you, and they're like, oh, this is B and you looked at my Facebook, and like, meanwhile their whole thing's private. I don't know their last name. And it's like, there are people though that will still be skeptical. That's why a lot of the time, if I see something like that, I just don't say anything, unless it's like in a reading. But like, if I'm just sitting here, like with these guys, I would. But like, if it was just like, because I don't know you that well, me and you, I probably wouldn't say anything, because sometimes it does bring up problems. And just something funny when you said that, I have a really good friend named, well, I won't say his name, but I think I already did. He's a mechanic, but he always wears gloves because nobody knows that he actually has a French manicure, because he just likes to dress up as a woman. It started as a Halloween thing. And he's been married to a woman for 35 years, but he goes by Lisa. And he came over to my house dressed as Lisa. And my son, who's 3.5, once he left, he said, "Tell me, is that boy or girl?" And I said, "That's Aunt Lisa." He's like, "Boy or girl?" I mean, she goes all out. She's got the wigs, the fake boobs, the fake butt. Wears, she's driving on like this little pink motorcycle, But
that's a hell of an image.
I was just dying. Oh, well, she's been cultivating the image for so many years. But it's funny because then during the week, she's this mechanic, this diesel truck mechanic with a little French manicure underneath her gloves.
That's awesome. and then after one show, Amber's Paraworld, like I said, she wanted to talk to me after the show. And she was saying the person was standing next to me. Well, my sister, again, wanted to say, "It's all right. It wasn't your fault." Like apologize. Goes, "But I noticed has a problem right here in the skin, right here." And what she was talking about was my brother actually had skin cancer on the head, where they actually had to take skin off the ass part and put it there so it looked like she had a dent in the head. And I'm sitting there like, how the fuck Amber knows that? I mean, that's again, you sit there like, talk about picking something out of nowhere, knowing exactly, pointing to the skin cancer part of the head where they had to remove skin, and it looked like even though there's skin there, but it looks like there's a dent inside the skull. And she recognized that. She subscribed, and we never told anybody on air that, oh yeah, my brother had a skin cancer.
Right.
How?
Those are just those things that happen that they're hard to prove to anyone else, but when you experience them.
See, the personal ones are always the awesome, because when it happens to you, then you're like, there's got to be something there, right? Because that's the ultimate question, right? That's the ultimate question for everybody. Is there life after death, And what I love doing paranormal shows, because, I always felt the answer's got to be there, right? What if I could talk to a ghost to find some answers? And now, my other good friends from Tiva TV, they're like, well, Eric, you better watch out what you ask for, because sometimes you might not want to hear the answers they have. I'm thinking about it. Yeah, I guess I can see that. Tipa TV. Yeah, that's what they're called.
But that's like the validation that spirit gives us a lot of the time, like before a reading or before like a seance or before doing something like that with somebody, or like a walkthrough. The person, I find, like the client will ask the deceased, hey, if you're really coming through, say the word supercalifragilisticexpialidocious or something, like something crazy that like the person's not like would never ever know. And then the medium will be like, why am I seeing Mary Poppins? Like something like that. And that's the validation that a lot of the time people will ask specifically for. Like, I told a friend of mine, my best friend, before he died of cancer, I was like, just send me a butterfly and then I'll know it's you. Because it was when I had turned everything off, and I still have the video of it. A blue butterfly landed on the bay window in my dining room and just sat there for like 10 whole minutes on my glass window. And I knew it was him. And Sweetly Morbid Bear and I, because I'm like, I get random appearances from missing people on the news, and Steve has not come to visit me yet. And as I'm texting her this complaining, and Steve had lost like some toes. He was very ill. He died like 2 weeks before his 75th birthday. So he's like, he was in bad shape. And I was like, said to her, I said, hold on, I'll be right back. I didn't say anything else. And I took my son and moved him to the bedroom, and I was going to call the police because I thought someone had broken into my house. I heard somebody coming up the stairs. Now I can see spirits. So if it was a spirit, I would have seen it. So I thought someone was in the house. As soon as I pick up my phone to dial 911, thinking I'm being like burgled or something, she messages me and she's like, Steve wants to know, something like, Steve wants to know, don't you recognize his heavy foot coming up your stairs right now? Because he didn't show himself to me. But it's like, that's the kind of stuff that I'm like, oh my God, girl, like you are so, and that kind of stuff blows my mind, and I can do it for other people. So I was still blown away by that. Like, holy crap, how did you even know that he, you know, lost a couple toes and that he had a boot on his foot.
Right. Yep.
Billy said ain't nothing wrong with losing toes. As long as you have the same amount cut off on one side as the other, because if not, you'll swim in circles when you try to swim. They can't be uneven.
If I was losing toes, I don't know if swimming would be the first thing I thought of. I thought you were going to say you're wobbly, and I was going to be like, well, it's okay to be a bit wobbly sometimes.
A bit wobbly.
Gotta get that drunk walk without the drunk.
That's right. Get accused every day of your life.
Yeah, right?
You been drinking? No, it's just this thing I've got. Well, it's this thing I don't have.
Diabetes.
It's the diabetes.
Who did I punch? You guys ever see that Family Guy?
No,
Where
but
he's
I'm
like-
interested.
he's
Family
like,
Guy's awesome.
I've got diabetes. He's like, the other day I smacked my dog and punched my wife. And then I found out my wife's been dead for 20 years. Who the hell did I hit? I love Family
Who the
Guy.
hell did I hit? Family
Be
Guy's
kind.
awesome.
Hi. Oh, I forgot to share this out. I was in such a rush.
Hey,
I like
be
Webb's
kind.
Toast Ghost Dragons. Anything to
God.
keep it interesting.
Jamie is keeping the chat so interesting. She is blowing it up. Thank you, Jamie. Thanks for keeping us laughing. She's something else. Jamie is a married woman, everybody, so hands off.
What? Well, I've been married for 26
Silent
years,
whales.
so I guess it's hands off for me too.
Well, everyone has their own. I don't know where I'm going with that.
You know, I love when people text me and they're like, hey, did you get my voicemails? And I'm like, I literally
Voicemails?
don't have voicemail set up on my phone. So who are you leaving voicemails to? Like, you obviously have my number, like, to text me, but I don't have voicemail set up.
Someone's getting some voicemails and they're.
Yeah, like somebody's like, hey, Gemma. Like, who is this?
I am a Mormon. I have many husbands. Well, good for you. Have many. Why can't women have more than one husband? Why does all the Mormons go have many
She's trying to
wives they
recruit
want?
Jake.
Why can't a woman have many husbands?
Open
Yeah.
season, y'all.
Yep. You get a fresh face on camera and everyone wants to attack them.
My wife watches that reality show that's on TV about the.
Sister wives.
That's it.
My wife
Yeah,
too.
and the guy was on there bitching today, and I told her, "What's happening? Is he finally going crazy?" And she goes, "Yep." I go, "That's what happens. You marry all them crazy ass women." What do you think
Hey.
is gonna happen?
I feel the same way. You know, I don't know how people like juggle. I'm like, one man is more than enough. And like, I don't know, like when I get like all the time, I'll be thinking like, I don't even know how like men deal with like one woman to have like 5, 10, 15 of them. Like,
I
I don't
agree.
even have
I
female
agree.
friends.
I love my
in real
wife,
life.
but I can't have two of her. There's no freaking way I can have two of her.
Two of her. I love.
That's what I'm saying, right?
No, just one's enough. One's enough.
I love my wife, but I can't have two of her. I love that.
No. Can't do it. No way.
That's
Pick keys
hilarious.
from a bowl. How did we get here? I used to know Bob. Bob Berkins, I don't know what is going. Every time you type something in the chat, I'm like, take one for me, buddy.
Yep, Bob Berkins. That's when you know you made it. If you got Bob Berkins in your chat,
Yes.
you're successful.
Right.
You know that you've made it somewhere. Especially
He doesn't
in the
even have to
paranormal.
make sense when he
I
talks.
feel so bad. Who's Bob Berkins?
Oh, man. You don't know Bob. Where you been?
Bob?
Oh, gosh.
Who's Bob Berkins?
God, forgive us. Forgive us.
You'll know him now. Bob, make
This
sure
is
you
why
go
we
over to.
on each other's channel so we
You
can
go
learn people,
subscribe to
right?
Gypsy
No, we're
Road's
just-
channel there, Bob.
We're only kidding.
Bob Berkins is a
Gypsy.
genius.
He makes the chats very interesting.
That's right. Bob, make sure you go over to Gypsy Road and subscribe to that channel because you don't want to miss those shows.
I don't even know if Bob subscribed to my channel. He just comes to
I'll
the live
drop his
streams
link
I'm
right
in.
now. You already drop it, Chad?
I think,
Bob Berkins?
Drop that link like it's hot.
is that my wife right there?
Zero.
I think that's my wife right there.
She heard
I think
what
I
you
see her.
said.
She hates Cody Brown. We all hate that fucking guy. He's a loser.
Who's Cody Brown?
he's the sister wife's husband guy. He's the
Oh,
Oh, that's who that dude is.
yeah. Yeah, that guy's a prick.
Yeah.
Melissa just dropped it. Thanks, Melissa. Appreciate ya. Sub to Gemma. She's very gorgeous. Gemma is very gorgeous.
Yeah, she
Oh,
is.
thank you.
I don't know how you do it as busy as you are. You are like the most busy person I know. Always
building
busy,
my
always
Gempire.
writing. Oh, I like that. Gempire.
Yeah, my Gempire. That way
if I
you
got-
guys can come and hang out at the Jersey Shore in my beach house next summer.
Sounds good to me. That sounds
gonna
like
be
a merch
wild
idea.
times.
I got merch
Yeah.
ideas when you said that.
Yeah, as soon as I get the rascal gone for a couple days, I'm gonna hit you up about that, and we're gonna make a process. I need merch.
We'll just do
Yeah,
this.
and
We'll
Billy-
fire up a StreamYard and talk merch.
Yeah, that would be
Papa
awesome.
Willie drew up a drawing for you too. I'm gonna send it over
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
for merch, and then we need to do more merch. We haven't done that in a while. I don't have anything. I don't think.
I've
I
got
mean, just-
some merch coming.
I gave up on merch, right?
Do you?
I actually have merch on my channel for over a year, and I only sold one shirt, and that was to myself.
Oh
You should have
man.
told me. I would have bought something from you. Yeah, I have
Yeah.
Chop Shop and Chad Smith podcast merch coming. Jake hooked me up.
Yeah.
Cassie hooks us up all the time. She's always dropping our merch link, and she drops our money tree link. Guys,
Yeah,
we appreciate all the donations,
Cassie's-
and we appreciate all the merch purchases. It really helps out.
Cassie's
sure does.
definitely awesome with the links and with she'll actually come into my stream and like start talking about something like that like I forgot to tell people, like, oh, by the way, like, I'm here. Or she'll be like, Gemma's new channel, and I'm like, oh, that's right. Like, I'm doing that.
I'm telling
So-
you, she remembers the stuff that we forget to say or post or what. She's really cool. She's really cool with that stuff.
I just looked over and saw Crotch Goblin. I don't
Crotch
know.
goblins. You never know what you're gonna see in this chat.
Yeah, like I wrote a whole book on fairies, and I've never heard of a crotch goblin.
Crotch goblins. What's ILU? Oh, I love you, Jamie. That's
love
what
you.
It is. Crotch goblins, I love you. Cassie is an angel, always the best. She really is.
Yes.
I feel like I say thank you too many times. She's probably like, Chad, it's fine.
Crotch goblins.
There's nothing wrong with that.
So
Thank you, Cassie.
Let me ask real quick. So I know
Right.
This channel does a show every Friday at 6 Pacific time, and you do some of yours at 7 a.m. Pacific time. What exact days is it? Just a couple days a week, or is it?
Yeah, the morning one is Tuesday and Thursday with me and Sonny. Tuesday and Thursday at 7 a.m. Pacific. Specific.
If you move it up,
Specifically
if
Pacific.
you move it up a couple hours, I could be in there sooner because I got to drop my kids off at school.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm
Man.
not awake. I want to come in, but I'm sleeping until like 11.
We just changed it from, it was 5 in the morning Pacific.
Wow.
Because I was doing it at 8 o'clock over here in Michigan. I work midnight, so even to stay up at, till
That's
from
true, yeah.
to 10 in the morning is pretty, like the first day I did it, I slept. I was like, oh, I'll just come home, take a little short nap, and then I'll get on the podcast. I woke up like 5 minutes before the podcast with Cassie blowing my phone up like, Chad, you got to wake up. The show's starting in 5 minutes.
Whoops.
So I don't take naps anymore. I just come home and make some food and get ready for the show and then get on at 10 in the morning and go till about 1 o'clock.
Jamie wants us to do the morning show topless. Man, I would
she
have some
does.
diamond cutters out here, Jamie. It's cold as shit in the garage.
I
Diamond
was
cutters.
just thinking to myself, like, if I did that, I'm like looking at my open window, like,
It's like 12 degrees out.
Do
It'll
a
be an
show
interesting
topless.
morning.
You don't want to see me topless. It would probably blow. YouTube would definitely kick you off. Not looking at me.
Talk about a community strike. Yeah, that I can't be getting shirtless on here. That's for sure.
people would be like,
uh,
they found Bigfoot.
No, my chest is all
They
shaved. I
found
look like a
Bigfoot.
fat baby with tattoos right now.
At least you
Fat
have the
baby with
tattoos.
It's hilarious.
I think a boss baby.
Oh, yeah.
Tattoos on him.
Yeah, it's only funny.
Now,
if I
Chad,
say it.
I also noticed you guys have wrenches in the Space Out Radio. Are you guys friends with Space Out Radio or something, or you guys do stuff on that channel?
We
used
were
to
on there
do-
for a little while.
I used to do the Dave versus Dave, but I had to stop.
Yeah, Sonny was getting real tired. There was a while there, a
wore
couple
out.
weeks where
It was on Tuesday and Thursdays too, and I was having to be up from like I would get up at like 5 in the morning and then stay up until I was
Yep.
done at like sometimes 2 in the morning, 1 in the morning, and it was too rough.
Yeah, you could tell it was very obvious that Sonny was like, he was sitting on camera like,
There she is,
like,
my
Sonny,
other
you need
super
some
supporter,
need
Melissa
some more
Nicole.
sleep, bro.
Well, sometimes it is a lot. I mean, it's a lot of work, you know. I was doing a show Monday, Wednesday, and Friday exactly at 10 o'clock Pacific time, 10 a.m. because my brother's in the UK. It's like the only time that we can both be up in the same time because of the UK hours. And you're thumbnails, getting what the topic's going to be. It's a lot. And you got your regular life you got to live. You got kids, you got wives.
I remember when I was just going to start. Yes, that one time I was abducted by aliens. I want to be besties. Absolutely. That when I was first going to start YouTube to start with true crime, I was listening to other true crime YouTubers, and I'm like, I can do this so easily. And then I realized that YouTube, like I said, I don't even do live streams on my channel, just one a week, and just doing the research, the scripting, the filming, the editing, the thumbnails. YouTube is 40 plus hours just for my one channel, and that doesn't include the other live streams I do, the personal readings I do, the new channel I have coming out, and I'm a stay-at-home mom to a 3.5-year-old, and I like keep my house in order. I literally feel like I work 90 hours a week, and YouTube's like, if you don't make $100, we're not paying you this month. I'm like, please, sir, man.
Oh, is that really how that works?
Yes, you gotta make over 100. If you don't get over 100, even if you're at 99.01, you don't get that sent to you until you get over 100.
Man, they really.
So the 1 month, like November, I made like a little over 100, and I was like, oh, cool. And then I had forgotten that you have to make 100 every month, not just like the one time and then they pay you. And I had made like 75, and I was expecting to have that 75, and they were like, nah, bro, like you're getting paid next month for that. And then once a month, and like YouTube can be very lucrative, but you have to work at it, and you have to work hard, and you have to work for a really long time if you're trying to make it like your only business, which is basically what I've been trying to do. I mean, I have the books and all that stuff, but that came afterwards. I mean, I got that book contract from writing scripts for MPNM, and Steve Stockton's publisher was like, you need to make a book of this, and he's like, well, I didn't write this, here she did. And I became what I wanted to be when I grew up. I always wanted to be an author, and it kind of fell into my lap. But I mean, I didn't expect that. I just expected to do YouTube and make a bunch of money, and I didn't realize it's like an 80+ hour a week job, and you make nothing some months.
Yeah,
but
I like what you're doing.
People who donate and stuff like that, which helps.
I like what you're doing over there too with, like, that's what I'm kind of figuring out too, is you kind of have to branch out into different topics to get other people involved, and that's what you're doing over there too, so I like that.
Yeah,
that's why.
Yeah, and I feel like as much as it could be like bad, because people like when I tried to do the monthly oracle readings on the Gemma Jade channel, so many people got so angry, and they're like, listen, like, we're here for this, that, or the other. But I'm like, listen, I jump from, lizard people to, a 5-year-old girl who's missing, to why the Constitution's violating drug addicts' amendment rights, back up to, reptilians again. And I have, 2,400 subscribers maybe, and you're complaining because I did some oracle readings. Like, what are you doing here? Don't you know I'm scatterbrained? And like, if it sparkles, I will chase it. So yes, I'm gonna put everything on here. And I got into paranormal on YouTube because of my Glimmerman encounter, and I realized how many people were searching for answers like me. And I was like, you know what, I'm gonna move away from true crime. Plus, like, with true crime, it was hard for me, one, the visitations, and two, I'm very introverted in real life, right? Like with you guys, it's easy for me to talk and hang out, but like a one-on-one, even through like a live stream or like in real life, like I will literally walk away in the middle of a conversation because like I'm so awkward. Like if I'm done with the conversation, even if you're not, I'll just move, like walk, like, and I'm very awkward. So forgot where I was going with that, but
You gotta
It was all true anyway.
You do got to try different things, see what works and what doesn't.
Yeah.
work.
Oh, yeah. That's what I was saying. So, I mean,
right.
I'm gonna keep going and now I've brought together, like Chad said, like I have people from all different communities coming in and subscribing to my channel. I've still moved the Oracle because I feel like that's a little bit different than everything else, but I feel like it all goes hand in hand, and so many different types of people now are coming together on my channel.
I had to make another channel because I like to do movie talks. I love going to movies, horror movies and all that. And nobody on my channel wanted to hear horror movies. So I actually had to do another channel so people who do like movies jump over there because people get confused on your main channel.
Yeah, that was the issue with the Oracle reading. So now I started another channel. But the thing with me is I'm so, like, tech is so difficult for me that I do everything on my phone. So starting a new channel was kind of a hassle because I have to like log off on my phone, then log back in under the other thing. And that's the whole reason I haven't done it yet, is because I'm like too lazy to keep logging in and out and like going back and forth from email to email. But I got to do it.
I don't want to, like, I mean, we're all about cross promoting. So I have to say that Big Willie is over on UFO Garage pretty soon here. If you guys aren't enjoying your show over here, go check out Big Willie.
Who's not enjoying the show?
Or just have...
open another tab and
I was just going to say, have two different tabs going and multitask. Right. I mean, that's always an option.
And I think he has on John Music.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, that's going to be a good one.
And Chad, I appreciate your comment.
That show's going to suck.
I do appreciate that comment. Watching my homemade horror movie.
I'm sorry.
I appreciate you watching that and giving a thumbs up saying it made your day.
You have a homemade horror movie?
Well, if you could call it that.
Oh, yeah. Where can you find that? Is that on your channel?
It's on my Gypsy Road channel, yeah.
All right. I'll have to get the link for that. Yeah, when you were... I don't remember which one I watched, what the episode was called, but it had the Mystery Machine as your background, and that's a hilarious show. You guys had all kinds of cool graphics coming in and videos made up for it, and
you're talking
set
about
set the bar high, man.
Bigfoot and demons with the Demon Hunter, because our friend Clowns Paranormal, he's a known demon hunter, and we were, when he looks for ghosts, he looks for demons. I mean, he goes for it all. And he's an awesome guy.
Is he successful? Does he find them?
Listen, everybody could be skeptic in the world, but what we used to do, he's going like a big church hunt. I wanted to know if he's real too. So, guys in the chat, don't think any sexual thing about this. He showed my brother like his shirt, like there's no marks, no nothing. He goes out to a church, does a live show for finding demons in Hunter, and then the next day he showed us his bruises. Now, could he have somebody hit him? I guess so. But he would come back from an investigation with bruises and stuff, and then, dude, I learned a lot because he says a good thing to get a ghost is peanut butter. Like, what? Peanut butter? He would take peanut butter on an investigation, and according to him, that ghosts are attracted to peanut butter. I'm like, I never heard of that, but
me neither. Yeah,
whatever works.
Right. I wonder. Yeah, call me a ghost. I'll be there if you got peanut butter. Damn. But yeah, I wonder if it's different for each person. I wonder if each person has a different experience. Like, one person can carry peanut butter and he attracts ghosts. Somebody else carries barbecue sauce and he attracts ghosts. Or if it's literally like ghosts like peanut butter, all ghosts like peanut butter. That's a strange one.
Or, I've learned through different people that I've interviewed always says, it's all about the energy that you give,
Hey, I was just going to say,
I don't know about the peanut butter. He could have something else, but his energy flows to whatever device he has, and that's what technically attracts the ghost. Not the peanut butter, it was his energy.
And your intent. Like, when you said that, I had to, like, mute my mic because I'm like, don't say it. Don't say it. But yeah, that's what it is. It's your energy and your intent as well. I would not recommend going out and looking for demons, but that's just my preference. Like, I would never ever allow a Ouija board anywhere near me or in my home. But Parker Brothers is marketing it as a party game, so what do you do in that situation? You know, it's making young kids and young adults feel like it's some sort of game to open portals. I'm actually learning how to open portals now. It's going to take a long time, but I was talking about doing it on YouTube.
Let me ask you now. Well, I'm just asking, Jay, why would you want to open portals? I mean, if you're trying to learn the ability, I mean, is there... I don't know a lot of people. I never really hear a lot of people learning to open portals. So you're the first one I actually heard talking about learning to open portals. What are you expecting to get from an open portal?
Well, specifically, like portals to the fairy realm or portals to an alternate dimension, not like portals to hell or portals, you know, specific portals that I can open and then close. I don't think I'll ever be able to actually do it on YouTube publicly like that because it's something that I do kind of astrally. But it was crazy because I was talking to someone about it today and they were like, you know, I had said something to one person and then someone else came from out of nowhere and started talking to me about portals. But for me, it would be just knowing that I could. And I have this crazy interest in the Fae. I've written a book about them. I've written so many scripts about them. I've been brought to their portal in through some portals when I was younger. And I know I have Fae blood, which is, I think, where all of the psychicness and, like, you know, all that stuff comes from. So I would really want to open a portal to one or a few of the Fae realms and just go in and be like, yo, what's up? What's up?
But are you afraid at all opening up the wrong one, I guess I could say? Like,
well, yeah, that's why I said it's probably going to take me a really long time to learn, like, how to do it. You know, I don't want to open up a portal and I'm hit with, you know, I'm in like the goblin portal where they like eat humans. I would probably need to call on like one of my Fae guides to help me. And, you know, it's also new to me, but I've been practicing so far. You know, obviously I haven't opened one, but I have read and I've been doing research for years on this, on ways to open portals astrally.
It's fascinating. It really is fascinating. Right? I'm like, where's that class in college to sign up? Learn how to do
There
portal.
should be one, right?
There should be one. I mean, why not?
Yeah.
I've never heard of it. This is my introduction to it right now.
I want to go to
101.
I want to go to like, and it's stuff that I'm going to be covering on Moon Bear Oracle eventually, by the way, like giving courses on this kind of stuff. But I want to go to a dimension, like an alternate dimension. But I want to be able to find my way back. I want to be able to go to, do you know what I mean? Like things like that. And now that I feel like I know that, like, I would be capable of it, I have to try. Like, how can I not try to do that if I know that I might be capable of it?
So you want to play with the multiverse?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
That freaks me out. What if you can't find your way back?
Movie? A lot of bad stuff can happen.
I'll bring RJ with me.
As long as you got RJ, we don't have to come back. It's all good. Yeah.
No, I think it, like I said, I think it's all astrally. It wouldn't actually be like me stepping in. So as long as I had my guides with me, I would be able to just get back to my body whenever I was ready to. I just want to, I guess it's like voyeuristic. I want to do it astrally, not physically, so that way it's just my spirit, and my spirit will always be brought back by my guides and my ancestors and all that. To physically go, yeah, that's like heck no, because I would never know if I'm going to get back. What if it closes right behind me? But when you travel astrally, it's a lot different. As long as you have the protection of your guides, your ancestors, your angels, whoever you call, to make sure that you get there and back safely and intact. I did have a jumper once when I tried to astrally project, which is why I haven't done it in years.
What does that mean?
What's a jumper?
It means that I wasn't properly protected because I didn't fully know what I was doing, and another spirit, like a lost spirit, jumped into my body while I was gone.
Wow.
So I think it's fascinating. I think it's all fascinating.
And I just want to say too, with jumpers, I was doing a reading.
If you don't have a jumper, what does your body do while you just sleep or something?
It just looks like it's asleep. Yeah.
Okay.
So like if someone were to walk in, you're supposed to do it where no one can disturb you, because obviously they come up and they're shaking you. If your soul's not in your body, your spirit's not in your body, you seem deceased to them. So you're supposed to do it when you have the time. But yeah, you really have to make sure that you're protected and able to be brought back,
Yeah, I can
because you
see
do
how
look
that
like
could
you're
be all bad.
sleeping. Yeah. I got jumped maybe a few months ago. I had a friend who had a family member who had passed away at a very young age. And it was just like randomly he was play fighting with a friend and got knocked on the head the wrong way. They didn't know he had like an aneurysm, something on his brain. And my friend had said, well, it better not have been drugs, because I don't believe it. And that's, I believe that he was doing drugs and this and that. And I kept trying to tell him from the reading and from channeling, like, that's not the case. He wasn't. And then all of a sudden I'm like, I don't know, like, I'm just like talking to him again, but I'm like missing the last 5 minutes. And I'm like, what happened? And I got jumped. The spirit jumped in me and like told him himself that like it wasn't drugs. And like he said, my eyes glazed over, and he's like kind of skeptic. He was like, it was the freakiest thing I've ever seen. I will never ever get a reading again. He's like, I don't want to know what it was. But it was scary for me, because if something negative had jumped in, could I have been possessed? Could I have possibly been killed? Could I have been so it's scary.
Even this right here, I did not know was a thing.
For me, I know, being like a medium, I don't do like that kind of stuff often, like seances or calling I feel uncomfortable doing it. It's not like the best thing, the thing I'm the best at. But what I'll do is I'll imagine myself in a giant crystal of white lights, and then I'll project my aura out as greens, because my favorite color, like a giant green bubble. But the thing about it is, and the step that people always forget is, like, think of like full length mirrors, right? Facing outward, because evil can't look itself in the face, and negative energy is supposed to bounce off the mirror, the vibration you're putting up. So when I go out in public, this is literally what I have to do to keep people like at bay. But I'll tell you what, if you imagine yourself in a giant crystal, like I just said, with the white light around you and these mirrors, and you don't have to constantly imagine it before you leave your house, and whenever you think of it, just reinforce that those mirrors are there. Go into a crowd and do that, and watch how fast people will just start moving out of your way, because people are a-holes. And anyone who's an a-hole has some kind of negative attachment, whether it's, it doesn't have to be demonic. It could just be they're a jerk and they have negative energy about them that needs to be cleansed. They will not come near you, because they can't stand to look at themselves. And even though they can't literally see the mirrors, their spiritual self, their energy can see it. And they will avoid you like the plague.
So have an unhealthy body, and then they definitely don't want to go on you.
Or
unhealthy body. Yeah.
Actually, they probably feed off of that. They'd probably feed off of that and be like, yes, more destruction,
So would you say like the movie Insidious, that's what they were doing?
I've never seen that.
You never seen it?
People keep telling me I need to watch it. I've got to watch it.
Because Insidious, that's when you're making it sound like the movie, they project themselves to go into the spirit world. They leave their body. A medium has to do it, of course. The medium helps out the other person that has some gifts to go into the spirit world. They're jumping in, and then of course in the movie, like you said, an evil spirit jumped into the body.
Then that's it. Yeah, was out. Mm-hmm. That's real. That's real.
Sony, maybe tell your friend to watch the movie Insidious, because that's what they kind of do.
Yeah,
in that movie.
I think that's probably why so many people have recommended that movie to me, but I keep forgetting. But I'm gonna write it down, because so many people have told me that since I've been talking or speaking publicly about these things, and not like being afraid to share this kind of stuff anymore. In my house, like I'm like a psycho, because I like it, nothing that, I live with a non-believer, like a very, he's a big non-believer. Like, I think like he kind of believes in me, but like he can't wrap his head. It's like my stepfather's the same way around the things that I'm saying. Like if he were to accept the things that I'm saying, it would just blow his whole life wide open. So he would rather be in his little skeptic bubble, which is okay. I was asked one time if I had the choice to go back and like not have any of these abilities, and I think about, when I was 7 years old and I'd sit down to eat and there would be dead people, in their death phase, like, I hanging out, sitting at the dinner table, and I was the only one who could see it, and I'm like, would I change that? I mean, you know what? I wouldn't change it, because now that I've accepted it and I'm older and I found so many like-minded people, it's amazing the things that I feel like I'm able to do now, and that, like, astral travel, portal opening.
What does that mean? Be kind. Want to share your talent about Amanda?
Amanda Panda. Amanda is Be Kind's daughter who passed away. And when I give her readings, I told you guys I'm not, like, I am a medium, but I don't choose to bring people through. It's a lot for me, and I'm always afraid, like, if I get one little thing wrong or misinterpret it, then it's just going to be bad. But when I've been giving, especially I think it was 2 weeks ago, I gave Miss Be Kind a reading, and her daughter came through right in my room, crystal clear. I mean, I was overwhelmed. I was almost crying. The energy was so intense and so just, I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about it, just light and bright. And I was able to, without even trying, just by pulling one card, bring Amanda through to Be Kind. And I told her that I want to get together with her face to face whenever I can find, an extra hour or two, and channel Amanda for her, which I really don't do. But it was so cute because Amanda was saying, I had been listening to another woman earlier in the day whose son had, taken his own life, but he came back to her. Now he's like part of her channel, and they bring through, deceased celebrities, and they bring through. Yeah, Amanda came through like lightning. She said she had been asking her, to come through. But Amanda said to me, she was showing me same as Eric. And Eric is the kid from the other channel. And what she was telling me was, when Be Kind wakes up in the morning and makes like her coffee or tea, you know how you get like little condensation in your sink from like doing dishes the night before or whatever. She's moving Eric said he was moving the condensation and water droplets into a heart for his mom. Well, Amanda said she was moving it into a middle finger. And Be Kind was like, that's her.
Can I ask her a question, guys? I know it's your channel. Sometimes I feel like it's not my channel, but can I ask her a question?
Go ahead.
Everything you're explaining, could that be almost what near-death experiences, when people experience like floating, seeing themselves, or like before my father passed away, before the day before he passed away, we didn't even know he was passing away. When we visited him in the hospital, he said, "Yeah, I thought I just saw my mom and dad, and all that." Like, and then of course, he felt worse. The next day, he was gone. It's just like, is that what kind of like near-death experiences like? You actually leave your body, because we don't believe everything that science says. We know science don't know everything, but there's too many people that has near-death experiences.
Well, I've done several videos on near-death experiences, and it is the same where it is your spirit leaving your body. I don't know the exact, but I'm pretty sure it's something like, when you pass on, it's like your whole soul will leave. And I think that, and you guys, please feel free in the chat or whatever to correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's that your spirit self, like your energy, but yes, it's actually like a floating up out of your body. I can see my body, but it's like this really faster than light travel. Be Kind says Amanda was in a coma for over 3 months before she died, and she visited her body from time to time. And yeah, I believe people in comas can reach out to mediums or even to family members through dreams and things like that. There's so much that science doesn't know, but there's also so much that we don't know too in this community.
We don't know everything. It's just, we don't even use all of our brain.
We don't use nearly enough, I don't think.
Yeah.
Most
Sonny Bear, don't. You're so quiet. Jake's so quiet. Well, Jake's always quiet.
I've just been listening. I like it.
I say it all the time. I think we're so used to listening to podcasts that it's kind of like it gets in our head that we're not really
I don't like to interrupt. I know if I'm enjoying it, everybody else must be enjoying it. That's how I think.
I know that's how I am too. I forget that
It's
I have
just so
to add in.
fascinating. Everything's so fascinating. I always get jealous. Like, how come that medium gets to have the gifts? How come I can't have someone that gifts? You know. Now, Jake, you think it is possible for a common person, maybe myself or Chad or someone that don't have these gifts, that one day we can learn these gifts?
They are learned, 100% learned. I actually, when I wanted to awaken mine again, because I left them dormant for a long time, just from like people around me not understanding and like just getting tired of it. When I finally decided like I'm opening myself up again, I had to buy some books and really kind of train myself back into doing it. Now it came very quickly and it came back very, very fast and very naturally. But if you wanted to, there are so many books about opening up your psychic self, your psychic senses, opening up your third eye. There are, I gotta say, even millions of books. And I'm not saying they all know what they're talking about, but I mean, there are, I mean, yes, you can definitely give yourself this gift.
Okay.
Yeah. Because everybody's capable of it. And I believe, and I say it all the time, that I believe everybody is born with it. It's just about a lot of people, when you're told, I always bring the bumblebee into it. The bumblebee is too big to fly on those tiny little wings, but it doesn't know that it's a bumblebee, so it's too heavy for those wings. It should just fall. It shouldn't be able to fly. But it's a bumblebee, so it doesn't know that, so it flies anyway. And I feel like we are all born with the same psychic senses, some with, you know, more than others. But I believe everybody has the power of telekinesis. I believe everybody has the power of connecting with the other side. I believe everybody has the what mediums can do, but it's just like told out of us. Like, that's impossible. You can't do that. That's impossible. You can't do that. Some people, even if they're told that, like I was, you know, it doesn't go away. But a lot of people, it's just kind of bred out of them, you know, as they go about life.
Is that something that you could teach like an online course on? I mean, is it something that if you practice more and more with someone else that's more intuitive, would it come to you faster?
Yeah, I believe so. I mean, I've never tried it, but again, Moon Bear Oracle is going to be about so much more than just
I was
the
gonna say,
cards.
Yeah, it's online courses, get people signed up.
Yeah, it's going to be so much more than just the cards. And that's why I had to make a whole new channel, because all of that stuff on what I'm already doing was just going to be too much for some people.
Because I think I'd be good with gifts. I'd be awesome.
If you're open-minded enough, then you have a one-up right there on somebody else. You know what I mean? But I believe even the most skeptical human being would be able to be at least some kind of medium.
Hey, Danny.
To bring somebody through at some point, if they really focused. And it's about focus, it's about intention, and it's about practice. And if you have those three things, you can do it 100%.
But what if you got ADD? You got ADD where your brain can't slow down.
Or dyslexic or something like that.
Yeah, you know, that's like a lot of my
I think it would just take you a little
slow
longer.
down sometimes. I just, you know, I watch a lot of movies because movies are the only thing that kind of like slows me down where I could relax. When the movie's over, my brain just goes everywhere.
You know what they say though, or what I've heard being said, disease is just dis-ease, whether it's of the mind or of the body. And I believe that all of that stuff, and I'm not saying people don't have diagnosable illnesses, mental or physical. I'm simply saying I think a lot of it is negative energy attachments. That if you clear your auric field, if you get help from like a Reiki master or a shaman, a lot of that shit goes away.
So you're saying
a lot of
there's
it.
a chance.
You're saying there's a chance.
Oh, hell yeah, there's a chance. Especially you. You're so open. You guys, 100%. 100%.
Well, we were talking about on our last show on Wednesday, if we could get every mediums together and get our abilities together, we could rig some games.
Rig some games?
Rig sport, you know, use the gifts, you know.
You're thinking of being psychic is totally different than what it is. It's not like that. And you're hardly ever
reason.
it's about energy. Like someone was like, I don't believe in psychics. Tell me what color underwear I'm wearing. I'm like, they're hot pink and they're your mom's. Like, it doesn't work like that, dude. Like, it's about energy.
Yeah.
You know? And I'm never psychic about myself, you know? So I could see people at their core, but once like even in like romantic relationships, people are like, how the hell didn't you see that coming? I'm not psychic about myself. I don't know. Like, I'll see them initially, and then, you know, once I get like too close, yeah, I can intuit things that they're feeling and stuff, but like to actually see it in my head, like I see for everybody else, can't do it anymore. I could walk into an Olive Garden or wherever, the mall, and tell you who's cheating on their wife, who's cheating on their husband, who just beat their kids, I can tell you all of it.
You know how much money you can make?
I know.
Put that in there. I can find out if they're cheating on you. You can make millions.
Get ready for that email to blow up.
It's just a lot
Cheat it.
at once, you know? It's a lot at once. That's why I have to protect myself energetically.
You're like a lie detector test, right there.
Oh, I am. I really am. A lot of the times I don't call people on it though, you know, because like people be like, what proof do you have? Well, my proof is that I just know that you're a lying a-hole. So sometimes it's just easier to just not just be like, yeah, okay, yeah. And then I'll tell them like, you know, oh, I have to say it once every stream, right?
Coffee.
I'm
out of
it.
I'm out of
like coffee.
I'm all out of coffee.
Coffee out.
Coffee out. It's like dropping the mic. I know I drank all that damn coffee. Jeez.
I just drank a whole Red Bull. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to get up here in a minute if I keep.
I do drink a lot of coffee. I drink too much coffee. That's, you know, I got one of those cups that keeps your coffee hot, and it actually sends you an alert on your phone if the coffee's getting cold.
Wait a second. Hold on.
That's awesome, man.
I'm a gadget. Hold on a second. What's going on here?
It's one of those Ember cups you get from Apple, and you register on your phone, and you know when the coffee gets, you know, it tells you the temperature the coffee is and all that.
Okay,
Cat's like, forget if someone's cheating. Can you tell me if my coffee's getting cold? Because that is
exactly.
What the point is here.
My wife
that
got
is
it for
awesome.
me 'cause I do my shows, you know.
That is awesome.
It doesn't actually keep it warm though, does it?
Well, my battery finally ran out, dead.
Your battery?
Yeah, it charges it up and it keeps it hot for about over an hour. You know, it'll be white, and then when it's dead, it goes red. And I had this coffee for a long time, so I finally died. I know you can't see the color. See the bottom? That's what heats up your coffee in.
Whoa.
And it's Bluetooth to your phone.
I've seen some pretty fantastical things in my life. Ghosts, spirits, demons.
It's
but that's
$100.
pretty
There's more dollars. I think it's worth it.
Yeah.
It's $100.
Who just came in and wanted to say hi to you?
Don't even have Chad Smith on there.
I got it for my birthday. I got it for my birthday from my wife, so she bought it for me for my birthday.
I think this one's about $16. You guys can get this on chadsmithpodcast.com.
Yeah, but it doesn't keep your coffee warm. It doesn't tell you on your phone what the temperature is.
You gotta drink it faster. You just gotta drink it faster.
Chad, I'm telling you, you don't need the Smith anymore. You're famous. You're like Britney or Cher. You're just Chad.
Chad Podcast?
Chad Podcast.
The Chad Podcast. The real cup, Bob Birkins says.
Things out here.
Bob Birkins, you need to get one of those, buddy. You need a coffee cup that tells you that your coffee's cold.
Yeah, it's called Ember.
It's coffee.
Go to ember.com/Chad Smith Podcast for 0% discount.
I was going to say,
0%.
if I have hot coffee that gets cold, I think it's disgusting and I can't drink it. But I drink iced coffee all the time.
Iced coffee?
Yeah.
Is it iced?
Like in the morning,
iced?
I make it frozen, actually. I put the ice into the cold coffee and like my coffee mate and spin it in the blender.
I can't drink iced coffee.
Ever since I stopped smoking real cigarettes and I started vaping, I have no taste for hot coffee anymore.
That's different.
I had to give up
I never
all the
heard that
good
before.
stuff. Yeah.
All the good stuff.
You know, your taste buds change every 2 weeks. So if you don't like something today, try it in 2 weeks.
Really? Is that true?
Yeah. Every 2 weeks, your taste buds change. Because, you know, you got like sweet, or what is it? Sour, and then sweet, and then salty. Whatever order it goes in, and they change. So that's like, if you don't like something this week, in 2 weeks from now, you can try it again because your taste buds have. And also, like, ginger, as gross as it is, that like pickled ginger stuff, it's actually like a palate resetter. So like if you're eating one thing, that's why they give it to you with sushi. If you guys eat sushi, they put it on your plate, because after you eat one kind of sushi, if you take the ginger and put it on your tongue, it resets your whole palate, like you didn't just eat something, so that the next piece of sushi is fresh.
Wow. Unless you have a 14-year-old daughter who hates everything.
Or a 3.5-year-old son who hates
dinner,
everything.
I hate.
Really? Like pickle juice after a shot of Jameson.
Ew, nasty.
Yeah, yes. What are they called when you mix the pickle juice with
know-
the Jameson? A pickle chaser? It's called a pickle something.
best
I lived in
advice-
Pennsylvania for a little
The
while.
best advice I've ever
what I've
received,
seen
guys.
is
This is the best
what I've
advice
heard
I ever
people call
received.
this is
My wife's-
pickleback.
my wife's
Pickleback,
father-
that's what it is.
My wife's father, my father-in-law, when he was alive, told me that if you ever have a lot of people at your house and you're going to serve wine, you want to serve cheap wine. What you do is you serve cheese first. Have everybody eat the cheese, because once they eat the cheese, your taste buds are going to change, and then you give them the cheap wine, because they're not going to know the difference between the good and the cheap wine because of the cheese.
Because it does something to your palate.
Yes.
Or you bring out the
awesome advice.
You bring out the expensive one for like the first 2 bottles, so everyone's hammered, and then you bring out.
Not me in my house. I don't like wine. It's my house.
I don't drink, so.
I've had
But it makes
bartenders
sense, right?
try to pull that trick with my vodka. As soon as I take a sip of that vodka cranberry, I'm like, hey, I said Grey Goose, dog.
That was one thing I never did when I was a bartender.
You're out.
You didn't say pop off?
Yeah.
Pop off.
Better quit reaching for the bottom of that shelf and jump up and grab the top.
The very bottom.
I have found that the bottom of every
hate-
bottle has been dry, therefore I've stopped drinking.
I hate to do this. I'm having such a great time, but this is actually movie night, date night for my wife. I actually got to get going.
I haven't
you
been
can't
on a
turn that down.
date in 3.5 years. Can you, like, I don't know, have some fun for me? I get so jealous of people who go on dates. Jake's gonna take me on
every
a date.
Friday. I told you before. Every Friday, we're listeners, movie theaters. We go to the movies every single Friday.
That's awesome.
We get away from the kids, away from the dogs. We'll see whatever crap there is, even crap movies. Like we're seeing some stupid movie tonight called The King's Daughter, but there's a mermaid in it, so it might be cool.
There you go.
Did
Can't
you
go on
watch-
with mermaid.
Did you watch The Hills Have Eyes? The new one?
Oh, who
Or
hasn't
the-
seen that one? The original and the new one, not newer one, but
That one
I
was
haven't
so
seen the new
ridiculous.
one.
I was dying laughing in the theater.
The original one, I was the same way though. I don't like movies like that. Like I feel like it mocks like people who actually have like mental illness and who are like.
Yeah,
I don't
mean,
know.
I didn't look at it that way, but I was a lot younger.
But your next show is Tuesday, right?
Tuesday and Thursday in the morning. Yep.
And usually about 9 o'clock is when you kind of open up sometimes for other people to come on, unless you have guests.
Yeah. We usually go for about 2 hours with the guest and then open it up. Usually drop the link in the chat, and anyone that wants to can come on.
Well, I'll try to come back and make up for this early hour.
Oh no, you're fine, man. But yeah, weid love to have you for sure.
Man, I have a great time. I'm learning so much from Jade. It's like this is why I love having guests on, because I just want to ask every question there is, because I want to just learn everything.
Well, you can always email me
Right.
too.
I gotta get you on my
GemmaJadeParanormal@gmail.com.
channel and do a show.
Yeah, it's GemmaJadeParanormal@gmail. Or they can give me yours before I end, and I'll email you with my info.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, Chad, thank you guys very much for inviting me on.
No problem, dude.
I hope I didn't overlap you guys and asking all these questions when it's your show.
Oh no, absolutely.
We'll
so
have
used
you
to
back
questions
on.
way too
We'll have
much
you back on, and we'll get more questions in.
Yeah, you're the one on the thumbnail, dude. This is your show today.
Yeah.
All right, guys. I'll see you guys later. Thank you for
All right,
inviting
have a
me.
good one, buddy.
Enjoy.
Later.